Okay, guys, it's Amy Raymond again. I'm doing my last training on Cinchshare today. We can do more later if you need it. Just let me know what topics. But today this one, I'm going to talk about batch posting. So I just went into Facebook and created my events that I need for my next couple of weeks. Now I'm logging into Cinchshare. My goal is to batch post from my last event into my future events. It is a lot easier to do than importing your outline and having to edit every single post, and I'll show you how. It's honestly a breeze, and this is where this makes your business duplicatable, if you will, and able to do as many parties as some of us do per week. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I logged in. What am I going to do to make sure I get my events where I want them? I'm going to go refresh my network. My networks, excuse me. So I'm clicking on refresh. Remember, I went to the little circle with the dashes. That's where it's going to show me everything that I've done. I'm going to expand my timeline because that's where events live, is under your timeline. And I'm going to make sure that I select all of the events I have upcoming, or that I just added. Now, if you do your parties in groups, you're just going to scroll down to groups. It'll be located down here. It just won't be under your timeline, under your name. All right, so now I've added them. I will now be able to see those events when I want to post in them. Now I'm going to go to Manage Post Library. So instead of Schedule a Post, we go to Manage Post Library, because what I want to do is see all of the posts from my last parties. All right, so I'm going to go to, I'm in history, you'll notice. Here's a trick. You cannot batch post from multiple areas. Like if I have one party that still has some pending posts, they are not going to show up in my batch to batch post. So I have to pick a party that is completely posted, or I can do it in two pieces. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm in history right now. And sometimes when you come in here, if you'll notice, these weren't necessarily showing up. If you just click from pending to history, it will refresh it and make sure you have everything that's already been posted. I'm going to type in the party that I want, so I don't, like, if you'll see, I've got 3 of every post, because this right now isn't filtered, and it's just showing everything that I've got in my history. And if you scroll down, you'll see parties from months ago, like forever. So I don't want to see all that junk. So I'm going to pick one of my more recent parties that I did that has the outline that I want in it. So I'm going to use the gift giving outline, and I'll have to make a few edits, but that's okay. And that, let's see, what was one of my hosts' names from this week? Alicia. That's easy. All right, so I'm going to filter by her party, and now it pulls up every post in history for her party. All right. I scrolled down to the bottom, like I said to always do, right? Just remember that. I'm going to select all. Now, here's the key. These have already been all posted at the intervals that I like for my parties. You can scroll down and see that I did my pre-party posts, and I did them 5 minutes apart. And then when I started before I add my host posts, and I did 5 minutes apart. And then when I started doing my pre-party posts, like 3 days before the party, I spread them out throughout the day. 8, 10, and then 2. And then 7, 10, and 2. 7, 10, and 3. And then my party starts here, and I do 5, 7, 9, 11, 1, 3. And that's how I do my posts. Now, I'm way on the West Coast, so 3 p.m. is 5 or 6 p.m. for most of my party hosts and guests. So that works for me. You pick your own schedule. Here's the key. Always make sure you know what time you want your parties to start. So because these pre-party posts that are before I add the host, those are not part of my schedule, if you will, for my outline. Those are just when I need to put them in. I take them out when I do my batch posting, all right? So now I'm going to look back at my first post of the actual party, which starts at 8 a.m. I like that time interval, so I'm going to make sure and start my post when I go to batch post them at 8 a.m. on the day I want to start the post, and you'll see why here in a minute. So I've selected the ones I want. I'm now going to click on batch post. It's going to take me to the batch post screen, which looks a lot like schedule post, but I see all my posts here. It doesn't have intervals yet, but I know my posts need to start for a party that starts on the 4th. My posts need to start Friday the 1st. And I want them, I said 8 a.m., right, is what time the old party started, 3 days ahead. And now I'm going to keep interval, which means keep the keep the interval that was in the old party, and I'm going to apply it. And now I'll see 12-1 at 8, 12-1 at 10, 12-1 at 2. So it kept exactly the old party's timing. Perfect. Now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick the party I want to send it to. I'm going to do it to Danny's. And all I need to do is do schedule batch, right? I've picked the start time, nothing else, kept interval, apply interval, pick my party, schedule batch. This now will put all my posts into Danny's party. So I'm going to filter again by Danny. It's on pending, and now I see my whole party here. Perfect, right? So what do I do now? So this party was for Alicia Mills, so it's got all her information in here, so I need to fix them. Pay attention to the order I do this in. I'm going to select all. I'm going to find and replace. The first thing I do is type in my old host's full name. Why do I do that? That is what I use as their party link. So my party links are always www.pamperedchef.com/go/first name, last name. Whatever you do, do that first. If you name it some cutesy name, then that's fine. Type it in here and type in the cutesy name for your new party here. I use last names because it's easier to keep track of. I'm going to search. It's going to show me anywhere that I listed her link, Alicia Mills to Danny Morrison. It'll highlight it every time it does it for you. And then I'm going to update posts. I'm going to go to find and replace again. Now I'm going to change anytime I mention Alicia to Danny, because that's my new host name. It's going to show me anytime I do it in yellow. I think you saw a couple scroll past. There is anyway, this is a long story that shouldn't show up on yours, but I had a little error from my last parties. I'm going to update posts. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just to make sure, I don't remember if I had any from the, if I had any posts that reference the date, but just in case I did, I'm going to update the end date of the party. A lot of times we'll mention it. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Your cards won't be charged until the show closes on 12/1. Now it'll say 12/8. I couldn't remember if I had that in more than one place. So instead of looking around for the right post, I just updated it there. Now, this party is ready to go as far as, I'm going to clear selection here so all the check marks are gone, as far as the names and the links go. So the next thing I'm going to do is look through this party and make sure, since I'm now using it in December, and this should be relevant to a lot of you using the gift giving guide party that we used in November for December, I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to change any Thanksgiving-y stuff to Christmas, right? So right here, quick and easy. I'm going to click on the pencil to edit. I don't want to say Happy Thanksgiving. That doesn't do anybody any good, right? This is the post that says our party starts tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to take out this Thanksgiving graphic, and if you notice, there were two pictures here. One was Thanksgiving and one was the graphic about sending to host. No problem. Just take that away, update post, and now I've got the correct graphic for please select host or guest. Schedule post, and that one's updated. Done. One other thing to note is when you import things from our outline creation guides, they are generally going to have the answers as well. I found this out the hard way because they posted to my party. So anytime we have a game, go in and click on that multiple picture and make sure you delete the answer, because your guests will make fun of you if you post the answer and then ask how many marshmallows are in the whipped cream maker. I've done this twice now, and it really annoys me every time I do it. I don't know why. I can't remember to fix it. There's also some Black Friday things that I'm going to take out. They're not in yours, so ignore that. And then like a booking game. Right now the booking game is a fall theme. I want to change that to a winter theme. So there's only one picture, so I don't have to go to the little camera. All I have to do is go to update file, go to my folder. I'm going to use pick a tree instead. Schedule. It'll replace the old picture. So now as I'm looking through my managed posts, I can kind of see my party at a glance. I can check the times. I can see everything. And this looks the way I want it to look. Now I've got it updated. Do you see how easy this is? It's fantastic. So that is how you batch post a party. That's how you make the edits and the updates. Let me know if you have questions. And I look forward to you all being Cinchshare experts. Talk to you later.